ready to tackle some debt.
Debt. I know it's not exactly the most exciting topic.
Not exactly a party, right? But hey,
Oh.
it's something we got to deal with. We do. And we're here to help you take charge and explore a really powerful tool balance transfer credit cards.
Yeah, exactly. These cards can really help slash those interest charges and get you on that fast track to being debt-free.
I love that you say fast track because that's what we're all about today.
It's not magic, though.
Right.
We've got to understand how they work before you jump in.
Yeah, definitely.
There are some pitfalls you want to make sure you avoid.
Yeah, and that's what this whole deep dive is about today.
Absolutely.
We're going to unpack all those ins and outs of balance transfers, and we're going to use the insights from the source you provided, how to use balance transfer credit cards to pay off debt.
That's right.
So it's like having a personal finance guru right in your pocket.
Exactly.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly is a balance transfer? A balance transfer is basically like hitting the pause button
Okay.
on all those crazy interest rates you have.
I like that.
You're moving your debt from a high-interest card to a new card
Okay.
that offers a 0% or low introductory APR
Okay.
for a set period of time.
It's like a break.
Yeah, like a breather,
Yeah.
giving you some time to actually pay off that principal.
So how long does this break last? How long does this breather last?
Typically, you'll find a promotional period that ranges from 12 to 18 months,
Okay.
sometimes even longer depending on what the offer is.
Okay.
But here's the catch, that 0% doesn't last forever.
Right.
Once that promotional period ends, the interest rate can shoot back up to the card's regular APR.
And that's where the trouble can come in.
Yeah, and that can be really steep.
Yeah, that's like a time bomb almost, isn't it?
You could say that.
So we really need to have a solid plan
Absolutely.
to pay that off.
While you have that 0%.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you're back where you started, or even worse off.
All right, so before we get into the nitty-gritty of that plan, let me ask you this. What's the highest interest rate you're facing right now on your debt?
Yeah?
Think about that for a second, because that's really going to give you a clear picture
Wow.
of just how much you could save.
Absolutely.
With a balance transfer, we're talking hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
It's incredible.
This is your pocket.
It can really add up.
Yeah.
So to make sure you're getting the most out of a balance transfer,
Okay.
let's lay out a roadmap for success.
I'm ready. Let's map it out.
Step 1 is getting a grip on your current debt situation.
Okay.
You have to know your interest rates
Okay.
and your minimum payments like the back of your hand.
I love that.
Gather all those credit card statements, get your notepad and pen,
Mm-hmm.
or make a spreadsheet if you're more digitally inclined.
I think a lot of people are spreadsheet people these days.
List out each debt, the interest rate, and the minimum payment due.
And that gives you a really good picture of where you're starting from.
Exactly.
Okay, so once we have that inventory, what's next?
Step 2 is where your inner shopper gets to come out.
Ooh, I like this.
It's time to scout out that perfect balance transfer card for you.
Yeah.
Think of websites like NerdWallet, Credit Karma, or Bankrate
Yes.
as your sidekicks in this quest.
They are the best.
They let you compare those different balance transfer offers side by side.
Yeah.
So what are we looking for specifically?
Okay, yeah. When we're comparing these offers,
Right.
what are the key things we should be honing in on?
First, of course, is the length of that 0% APR promotional period.
Makes sense.
Longer's better.
Yeah, more time to pay it off.
Exactly.
Right.
Second, keep your eye on those balance transfer fees.
Okay.
They're typically from 3 to 5% of the amount that you transfer.
Right.
But the most important
Okay.
and often overlooked
Yeah.
is that post-promo interest rate.
Right.
You don't want to get caught off guard when that honeymoon ends.
Right.
You want to make sure you're comfortable with that regular APR.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like going on this amazing vacation and forgetting you have to go back to work.
Exactly.
Hopefully.
Exactly. Choose a card that has a post-promo APR that you can manage, even if you haven't paid off the entire balance.
Good point.
All right, so we've got our debt inventory. We've found our dream card.
Okay.
What's next?
I'm on the edge of my seat.
Step 3 is the balance transfer itself.
Ooh. Okay.
Most cards will allow you to transfer balances
Okay.
from multiple cards
Okay.
onto that one new card,
Yeah.
which can be a lifesaver if you're juggling multiple debts.
Yeah, that's what most people are doing, I think. Yeah.
It usually takes a few business days to process, though.
So don't celebrate just yet.
No, not just yet.
Keep making those payments
Absolutely.
on your old cards until you see that that balance has officially been transferred.
Exactly.
You don't want to get hit with any late fees
Right.
while you're in the process.
A little patience goes a long way in this process.
Yeah.
That's right.
Patience is key. So we're finally in that 0% APR sweet spot.
Right.
The transfer is complete. Now what?
Now comes the most crucial step.
Ooh.
Step 4.
Okay.
This is where we create that laser-focused repayment plan.
Okay.
To conquer that debt within that promotional period.
Yeah.
It's time to channel your inner financial ninja
Love it.
and commit to paying down as much as you can each month.
Yeah, because that 0% window.
That's your golden opportunity
Yes.
to make some serious progress.
It's like a financial sprint.
It is. It's a sprint, not a marathon.
So how do we figure out how much we need to pay each month
Yeah.
to hit that zero balance before the interest rate jumps back up?
Grab that debt inventory that we made earlier.
Okay.
Look at the total balance you transferred. Divide that by the number of months in your promo period.
Okay.
That's your target monthly payment to reach freedom before the regular APR kicks in.
That makes sense.
It might mean some sacrifices,
Right.
but trust me, it's worth it. Imagine the feeling of not having that debt.
Freedom.
Yes.
Okay, I'm feeling motivated. We've got our plan. We're making those payments.
Right.
Anything else we need to keep in mind?
There's one more crucial step,
Hmm.
and this is where a lot of people stumble.
Okay.
Step 5 is all about resisting those new purchases.
Oh, the temptation.
On your balance transfer card.
Yeah.
You've worked so hard to clear the old debt.
Yeah.
Don't undo your progress by racking up new charges.
Yeah. It's like moving into a sparkling clean house and immediately tracking in mud.
Exactly.
The goal is to pay down that balance.
Yes.
And avoid adding any new debt into that mix.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got our 5 steps
Mm-hmm.
to balance transfer success.
That's right.
Let's be honest, this all sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
Are there any perks, any benefits
Absolutely.
to make this a little more rewarding?
Let's talk about those benefits
Yeah.
that come with using a balance transfer strategically.
Yeah.
First and foremost, you have the potential to save a lot of money on interest charges.
No, we're talking.
We're talking big bucks here.
Yeah.
Depending on the size of your debt and that interest rate you were facing,
Right.
you could save hundreds, even thousands of dollars.
That's money you could be using for something else.
Exactly.
But saving money isn't the only benefit, right? There's got to be more.
Another perk is debt consolidation.
Yeah.
If you're juggling multiple cards,
Yeah.
a balance transfer can be a lifesaver
Okay.
by combining all those debts
Right.
into one
Right.
neat little monthly payment.
I can feel my shoulders relaxing already.
Less stress.
Yeah.
And don't forget, accelerated debt payoff.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
you're not paying any interest during that promo period.
Right.
Every dollar you put towards that balance
Yeah.
goes directly to chipping away at the principal.
I like that.
This means you can potentially pay it off much faster.
Fast forward.
Yes.
Wait, but didn't we say that 0% APR Wonderland ends?
We did.
What happens if we haven't paid off that whole balance by then?
That is a great question, and it brings up a crucial point.
Okay.
While balance transfers offer some amazing benefits,
Okay.
it's important to be aware of the potential downsides.
Okay.
So let's dive into those in a little more detail.
All right. Hit me with those downsides, reality check time.
All right, so as we mentioned earlier,
Okay.
those balance transfer fees can sting a little.
Yeah.
They usually range from 3 to 5% of the amount you're transferring.
Okay.
So you need to factor that in.
So it's not just about getting that 0% APR.
Yeah.
You need to do the math.
Absolutely.
Make sure it's actually beneficial in the long run.
That's right.
Okay.
And then there's that lurking high APR after that promo period.
Right.
If you haven't paid off that entire balance before that 0% APR expires,
Yeah.
you could be facing a higher interest rate than what you started with.
Not the ending we're looking for.
No.
Is there any way to avoid that?
Absolutely. Remember that laser-focused repayment plan?
Yes.
That is your key to success.
Okay.
By making those consistent payments,
Mm-hmm.
you can aim to wipe out that debt
Yeah.
before that promo period ends
Okay.
and avoid that dreaded APR jump.
Okay. I'm feeling better now.
Good.
But let's be real for a second. We're human.
We are.
What happens if we fall into the trap of overspending?
Yeah.
After we've transferred our balance,
Right.
we feel good.
Yeah.
Maybe we overspend on our old credit cards.
Absolutely.
Doesn't that just sabotage the whole plan?
You're absolutely right. That's a common pitfall.
Yeah.
It's one that we need to address head on.
Yeah.
Transferring a balance might make you feel like you have more credit,
Yes.
and that can be a slippery slope.
Yeah.
It's important to resist that urge
Okay.
to rack up new charges
On those old cards?
on the old cards.
Yeah.
Or even worse, on that new balance transfer card.
Right.
So should we just close those old accounts?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Should we just cut them up,
Closing accounts can be a good strategy for some people,
Okay.
especially if they have high annual fees or
Right.
they tempt you to overspend.
Yeah.
But closing an account can also affect your credit score.
Right.
So it all depends on you.
Yeah. It all comes down to your personal situation.
Exactly.
So we've talked about the benefits,
Mm-hmm.
the downsides,
Yes.
the steps involved, even the potential pitfalls.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
It is.
I think at this point, our listeners are probably wondering, is a balance transfer right for me?
That's a fantastic question.
Yeah, when does this strategy actually make sense?
Yeah. And when should we just steer clear?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to dive into after a quick break. So are we ready to dive back into balance transfers?
Let's do it.
Okay, awesome.
I'm ready to figure out if this is the right tool for me, and I'm sure our listeners are too.
All right, so let's get specific.
Yes.
When does a balance transfer really make sense?
Okay, yeah. When does this strategy shine?
High interest credit card debt
Okay.
is public enemy number one for balance transfers.
Okay, so we're talking like those.
Like those cards with APRs of 15, 20,
Yeah.
even higher,
Ouch.
a balance transfer can really swoop in and save the day.
It gives you a little bit of a break from those charges.
Yeah, a reprieve from those interest charges.
Yeah.
You can really start to pay down that principal.
So it's like a reset button on those interest charges.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I like that.
You're taking control.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. You absolutely need a repayment plan in place.
This isn't just hoping it goes away.
No wishful thinking here.
Yeah.
You have to be honest
Right.
about what you can actually pay
Okay.
each month.
So it's like training for a marathon.
Absolutely.
You're not just going to show up on race day.
You got to train for it.
You got to have a
You
plan.
need a strategy. Exactly.
Okay, so you need a plan, you need a strategy,
You do.
and then also probably good credit.
Most balance transfer cards require good to excellent credit
Okay.
to qualify for those 0% APR offers.
So it's like trying to get into a club.
It is.
There's got to be some...
There's some criteria.
Yeah, you got to meet those criteria.
That's right.
So what if you don't have a perfect credit history? Are there any other times when a balance transfer might make sense?
Absolutely. Let's say you're struggling
Okay.
to keep up with payments on multiple credit cards.
Right. That's a very common situation.
Yeah. And it can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Consolidating all that on the one card with the 0 APR
Okay.
can make your life so much easier.
It's like financial decluttering.
It is.
It's creating a streamlined system.
Streamlining your finances.
I like that.
That's right.
All right, so let's get into some pro tips then.
Okay.
For making the most of our balance transfer.
Okay.
If we've decided to go down this path,
Right.
what are your top tips?
One strategy that I find really helpful
Okay.
is setting up a separate savings account,
Okay.
specifically for those balance transfer payments.
All right. So it's like earmarking those funds?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You can automate monthly transfers
Okay.
from your checking to your savings,
Mm-hmm.
and then from your savings to your balance transfer card.
So it's almost like a debt-crushing fund.
It is a dedicated debt-crushing fund.
I like it.
And another tip, don't be afraid to negotiate
Ooh.
with your credit card issuer.
Okay.
You might be surprised
Mhm.
what kind of wiggle room they have
Wow.
when it comes to those fees or even that APR.
So it's like haggling.
It is. It's like haggling at a flea market.
Yeah, you never know what kind of deal you're going to get.
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly. The worst they can say is no.
that's true.
And while we're talking about credit, keep an eye on your credit report.
Okay.
Make sure that balance transfer is reported accurately.
Yeah, make sure there are no mistakes.
Exactly. You've worked hard
Yeah.
to get things in order.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure it's reflecting that.
Because sometimes those credit reporting agencies,
They do.
they make mistakes. And it's our job to stay on top of it.
Absolutely.
So what if you don't have perfect credit? Can you still qualify for a balance transfer card?
It depends.
Okay.
While most balance transfer cards require good to excellent credit,
Yeah.
there are some options
Okay.
for people with less than perfect scores.
So there's still hope.
There is hope, yes.
Okay, that's good to know.
You might have to do a bit more research.
Right.
Be prepared for maybe a slightly higher APR,
Okay.
but it's not impossible.
Yeah, you can still find a good deal.
Yes.
And even if you don't qualify right away,
Mm.
taking steps to improve your score can open up more doors down the road.
Absolutely.
It's like training for that marathon.
It is.
You might not be able to run the full 26.2 today,
Right.
but you can work towards it.
You can get there. That's right.
Okay, so balance transfers can be helpful,
They can.
but there are also those pitfalls.
Yes.
What are some common mistakes that people make?
Okay.
How can we avoid them?
One common mistake is transferring too much debt.
Oh, Oh,
onto the new card.
gotta go crazy.
Yeah, it's tempting to consolidate everything.
Right.
But if you spread yourself too thin, you could struggle.
It's like trying to eat a whole cake in one sitting.
Exactly.
You might feel good at first.
By
Yeah.
pace yourself, choose an amount that you can manage.
Okay.
And remember, you can always transfer more later.
Okay. That makes sense.
Another pitfall is missing payments.
Ooh, yeah.
Even one late payment can trigger that penalty APR.
Yeah, that wipes out all the benefits that you were going for.
Exactly. It's a one step forward, two steps back.
Right.
Stay organized.
Yeah.
Set reminders.
Mm-hmm.
Make those payments on time every time.
Okay. And the other big one, overspending after we've transferred the balance.
You've got to watch out for that.
It's like outrunning your shadow.
It is.
Eventually, it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah. What can we do to avoid falling back into those old habits?
Yeah, what's the trick?
One strategy is consider cutting up those old credit cards.
I like that.
It's symbolic.
Yeah.
It can help break those patterns.
Right, yeah.
Or put them in a drawer,
Okay.
freeze them in a block of ice,
I love that.
make them less accessible.
Okay, so create some distance.
Yes.
Between us and those temptations.
That's right.
Okay, I like it.
All right, so we've covered a lot
Yeah.
about balance transfers.
But there's one more piece of the puzzle I want to explore.
Okay.
I want to talk about the psychological side.
I love that you brought this up.
Yeah, because it's not just about the numbers.
It's not.
It's about our mindset.
Managing debt is about so much more
Yeah.
than the numbers.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of emotions involved.
Yeah, like guilt and shame sometimes.
Absolutely.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed
Yeah.
when you're dealing with all this.
And those feelings can sabotage your efforts.
Totally.
It's like carrying around this heavy weight
Yes.
of negative energy,
Yeah.
draining your motivation.
Yeah. So we need to cultivate
Yes.
a positive mindset.
Yeah.
We need to focus on the fact that we're taking control.
Absolutely.
We're making smart choices.
You are.
We're headed towards a better future.
Yes. And celebrate those wins,
Yeah.
no matter how small.
Celebrate every win along the way.
Absolutely.
Did you resist buying that thing you really wanted?
High five.
Yes, exactly.
You did it.
You made that extra payment. Amazing.
That's awesome.
And remember.
It's okay to ask for help.
Yes.
There are people that care about you
Mm-hmm.
and want to see you succeed.
And there are resources available
Absolutely.
to help you find your way
There are.
to financial freedom.
That's right.
Yeah, it
Yep.
really can be helpful sometimes to
Mhm.
talk to somebody about your money challenges.
Absolutely.
Get it all out there in the open.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up our deep dive on balance transfers,
Okay.
I want to touch on one more important aspect
Okay.
of using them successfully.
Right.
Let's talk about the psychology of it all.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we focus so much on the numbers and the strategy.
Right.
But managing debt, it's so much more than that.
It is.
It's about emotion.
That's
It's
good.
about mindset shifts.
Mindset is huge.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed,
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
dealing with debt.
It can sabotage your efforts to get back on track.
Absolutely. And you can get caught up
Mm-hmm.
in
Yeah.
shame,
Yeah.
guilt.
Mm.
It's like carrying around this heavy weight of
Yeah.
negative energy.
It weighs you down.
So as you're working on your balance transfer strategy,
Mm-hmm.
you really need to cultivate
Yeah.
a positive mindset,
You do.
an empowering mindset.
Yes. Focus on the fact that you are taking control.
Mm-hmm.
You're making smart choices.
Yeah.
You're moving in the right direction.
And we need to celebrate those wins,
Absolutely.
no matter how small.
Every single one.
Did you make an extra payment this month? Amazing.
Yes.
Did you resist that urge to buy something? High five.
You did it.
And remember, it's okay to ask for help if you need it.
Absolutely. There's no shame in reaching out.
There are people that care about you
Yes.
and want to see you succeed.
That's right.
All right, so I want to leave everyone with a final inspiring thought here.
Okay.
Imagine for a moment
Mm-hmm.
what it would feel like
Yeah.
to be completely debt-free.
I love that.
What would that freedom mean for you?
Freedom.
What doors would it open?
Think about those dreams you could pursue.
What would you be able to do?
It's a powerful thing to visualize.
So there you have it, everyone.
That wraps up our deep dive.
Into the world of balance transfer credit cards.
We covered the basics, the benefits.
And the potential pitfalls.
Yes,
And most importantly,
the mindset.
mindset.
It's so important.
Remember, knowledge is power.
It is.
The more you know about your finances,
Mm-hmm.
the more confident you'll feel
Absolutely.
to make those smart choices
That's right.
that are right for you.
You got it.
And remember,
This is just the beginning.
of your journey to financial freedom.
Keep learning.
Keep growing.
Keep striving.
We're cheering you on every step of the way.